Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about mirrors and lenses and how we see ourselves and how we see other countries. You know, we talked recently about the fact that every country has its own national lens, and it's through that lens that they view the rest of the world and they view themselves. And that lens shapes what they deem is acceptable. And that's why there are such divergent views, and why sometimes you can look at another country in just complete disbelief that something is normalized there. That lens, it's created by discussions that occur in the media in that country, by narratives that are pushed by politicians, and it shapes the very fabric of that society and how it views other societies. In the U.S., when we found out that Russians couldn't describe the war in Ukraine as a war, blank faces all around. Everybody was just utterly surprised, shocked that that was something that would even be remotely acceptable. What a bizarre authoritarian measure. You know, only totalitarian goons would do something like that. Would never happen here. You know, there's certain states in the U.S. where the Department of Environmental Protection was ordered by the state to not use the term climate change. It's the exact same principle. A narrative, something that went out, deny it, deny it, deny it, for so long that it became state policy. We don't want people thinking about this, so we just don't talk about it. We use another term. We skirt around the issue, because to address it might upset the status quo. And when it comes to authoritarian goons, that's what they really care about, because they're in power and they want to stay there. And as long as the status quo remains the same, they do. So they use measures like this all over the world to further that complacency. You don't want the people at the bottom worried about something that, might not go well. They might demand a change. And it's not a one-off thing. When it comes to things that upset the status quo in the United States, the idea of not talking about it, of the state saying, you can't discuss this, it's more common than you might imagine. You have climate change as an example. All over the country right now, there are meetings with school boards with people saying, hey, we shouldn't talk about these things. Even though they objectively happened, they occurred, it's history. We shouldn't talk about it because, well, people might ask for change. People might demand the status quo shift. So we just shouldn't discuss it. And that viewpoint was shaped by people in the media and politicians that pushed that narrative, that created that lens, that got people fired up about the outrage of the day, right? Don't say climate change. Don't say war. Don't say history. Don't say gay. Yet another. It's more common than you might imagine. Just make sure that people don't talk about it. They won't ask for change. It's the same playbook used by authoritarian goons all over the world. The only thing that really changes is what they don't want you to talk about, because the status quo in each country is different. And that's what matters. It's not that they actually care about these topics. They care about maintaining the status quo and making sure that those without a lot of institutional power, well, they don't ask for change. And the easiest way to do that is to marginalize them, other them, or make that topic something that's just not discussed. When stuff happens in other countries, it holds up a mirror to our own national lens. And if you're paying attention, you'll probably see some blemishes. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.